when I followed this approach, I saw specific improvements, and this, of course, motivates.
This is The Profit Factor, a podcast where we explore topics around edge, process, and mindset to help traders become consistently profitable. Christian, I'm excited.
Yes, Taylor.
So excited to have you. I love it. Where are you at? Tell everybody where you're at.
Yeah, so I'm currently at home, and I'm living in Germany, the south of Germany, close to Frankfurt, with my family.
Did I told you that my stepmom was from there, right?
Yes, right.
Fort
so it's a nice region here, yeah. So it's some call it the Italian Toscana, yeah, because it's a wine region, yeah. So you get here very tasty wine.
Yeah,
and the people like to celebrate. So it's a really beautiful and nice region.
So it's funny because like my wife and I, we don't drink at all. Like never drink. I know, kind of weird and unusual. But our funnest experience in Germany was a few years ago. We were visiting and we got to visit her because she was there. She spent like summers there, I think. Probably not winters. I don't know that you want to spend winter in Germany. I think her winters were in California and her summers were in Germany. So we went and visited her, and it was her uncle's birthday. And I love the way that Germans do birthdays, because instead of like everybody bringing gifts to the birthday person throws the party for all of their friends. Right. And it was so much fun because she has like someone else in her family who owns a winery. And so we show up at this winery. We can't speak a lick of German and they don't speak very good English, but we had the best time. And we were there and we got the tour, the German speaking in German tour of the winery. We understood probably a fourth of it. Like, oh yes, we can tell those are the big fats. And anyway, we got on a bus and we drove to another winery. And by then, everybody was probably half drunk, except for us. And then the singing started. And Germans apparently, can you corroborate this? Love to sing when you've been drinking. Is that the thing to do?
Yeah, so we start singing like that.
You start singing and you don't stop.
That sounds fun. Yeah, very good. Yeah.
It was fun. We had a really good time. People were so kind to us. It was really great. And I don't know about the wine, but like the brats and the sausages were just mind blowing. Like I loved the food in Germany, for real. Okay.
Yeah. That was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. We had a great time. I have German ancestry, but I don't know really where. I'm like a Mueller, and I've done my family research. And do you know how many Muellers? Is it Mueller? Like it's
thousands.
Yeah, I know. Like I have no idea. I'm totally lost. So it's good. Well, you are in the Consistency Accelerator program. That's how we met, right? What were those? How do we get started talking more?
Yeah, so I remember, actually, how I came into the market flow trader community was I was watching Patrick's live stream, and then I got lucky, because I won one membership. Yeah.
Oh, good.
So this was my starting point. Yeah, and then of course I watched all the videos of Patrick, and then I saw your program, concerning mindset, and then we had a short conversation, Taylor, about it, if it makes sense for me, because I also before with another community I did a mindset course, and we talked a little bit about it, and then I said, okay, this sounds very hands-on, so let's do it, and then we had the great evenings, where you coached us, I really love this, to do this, and yeah, with that, I think we got into the topic and learned each other better. So it was great.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like just for everybody else who's listening in, Christian and I have become really good friends, that started off with this kind of work coaching. In fact, I think like most of my friends in trading have started out with some aspect of me coaching them or them mentoring me or something like that. And, at some point I'd love to have like a couple of my friends on and talk about friendships and trading, because I think friendships and trading is so valuable and so important. I've learned so much from Christian, like he's just so good at, structuring things around trading and structuring process and backtesting and stuff. So you've really enriched my trading. So I really appreciate it and really appreciate our friendship and our talks and, the trust you have in me as a coach too, to come in and say, hey, I'm having these challenges. Let's talk through them. We've had some really good discussions, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Taylor. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. When thinking on those evenings, for me, the coaching sessions were really helpful. Yeah. As a trader, you are first alone. Yeah. And it's tough, as everybody knows here. And it's good. Yeah. It's great to have Taylor and also the group. Yeah. Where you can speak about, okay, so what happened, and how can we improve and where can we improve? This is really, really helpful, and I think this. I said hands-on, this triangle of edge, process, and mindset, really helped me a lot. It's concrete, and you can actually do it. It's not not only theoretical. You really can apply it, hands-on. It's really helpful.
Yeah. So one of the things, like I noticed working with you, like you would just really embrace these principles. There are people that I know were like interested, and then there's you who are like you just were like, whoa, just give it all to me, and I'm just gonna like go all in and just do it, right? And like I remember it was like that with mindset, right? Because you would come in and we would have these, on our weekly coaching, you would have all these questions about the mindset part, and then you would kind of really dig into the process stuff, and then you were really digging into the edge stuff. What do you think? Like, what motivates you to do that, all that extra work that frankly, a lot of traders aren't willing to do, right? But you just kind of like just dug in.
I think one key aspect is that it for me sounds logical. That it sounds logical. That first you need to be sure that you have an edge. So you can measure it through a profit factor or in any other way. But it's important that you have an edge. And when you know you have an edge, then it's about to execute this in a consistent way. And this is the process. And then when you have this, on top of that, you can think about, okay, what can I do, to be in the right mood and focus when trading. And then you start again. You have a look again on perhaps an improvement on your edge, on your strategy. You again refine your process. It's a kind of circle, and this sounds logical for me. And this motivated that also me to follow this, because then I saw also results. When I followed this approach, I saw specific improvements, and this of course motivates.
I think you passed was it during when you were doing the coaching, when you were kind of actively involved in the accelerator? Is that when you passed your first combine?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Okay. And then, so how's it like? I mean, I'm asking loaded questions more for the audience because I kind of know like where you're at with your trading, because you and I talk all the time. But like, what's the journey looked like so far? Because like I got the impression, and I don't want to, you don't have to go too far into it, but I got the impression that before you started the program, you struggled for consistency, and then somewhat turned around for you. And I know that there's also been some interesting, developments, but how would you describe the progression of your trading as you kind of embraced these things and started doing these things more fully?
Yeah, so going back, I started like 2-3 years ago. Actually, trading. I was trading shares, for a prop firm. Nearly no support, in doing this, far beyond the community. I then was in another community where I had more support, but still, many different strategies, and for me, it was a challenge to get orientation, and then. I saw Patrick's video, or live streams. This was the entry point, and what attracted me there was the simplicity. I mean, he's also saying it still now. It's what he's doing. Okay, it looks simple, Of course, it's very. You need very much experience for that, But the strategy itself is simple. Very few indicators. And a success, and this inspired me. Of course, also Patrick's personality, with the stories and the entertainment and the entertainment he's doing, But the simplicity brought me into this community, and also your approach, in terms of mindset is also, from my perspective, simple. Those 3 words, kind of summarize it.
Yeah.
And I think this brought me a big step forward, to focus on some simple stuff and then make a deep dive into it. And this you do, and when we talk about backtesting, you make a deep dive, and you have to do this deep dive. To reach this consistency, and also with the things I learned from you, and and also from Patrick, is kind of when now a new situation is there, a new strategy, or all of a sudden a certain strategy doesn't work anymore. There's a framework now I can use. Okay, I know. Okay, so when I'm such a situation where perhaps my strategy doesn't work anymore, there are lots of ideas out there. How to about trading strategies. You take one which fits to you, and then you do this. You come up with the first cut of an edge. You come up with the first process. So you define some rules to execute this new strategy, and you backtested it. So you start to validate. Okay, is there really an edge behind it? Applying those rules, etc., etc. So
yeah, you've embraced backtesting like nobody. I consider you a backtesting monster. I think that I put that in the title because I'm like, every day you're like, all right, I'm going to go back and backtest this. And then within 24 hours, you're like, these are the results I got out of my backtest. I'm like, whoa, wait, that was really fast. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about what you've done to get, and I know you want to show some stuff too, which I think is great. So, what have you done to use backtesting to turn your trading around, and what are the things that help you to be faster at backtesting? Anything you want to share about backtesting, because I kind of consider you an expert around backtesting because of what you've been able to do and accomplish with it.
Okay, sure, yeah. So let's start, and also when you have questions, then let's make this also interactive. So you also asked the question of why actually I'm so motivated to do this. The logicalness of the pro of those 3 things is definitely one. But then trading itself is uncertain. The market out there is uncertain. But you have some control on the process, and you have some control on the backtesting as well. So it's something concrete. And so this is one, and with that you get, if you do many of those tests, if you collect many data around your backtesting, for me, my confidence in the strategy is increasing. So I can see, okay, so there are concrete figures which show me the win rate for a certain instrument in a certain session.
Yeah.
I did this like 100 or 200 times for a certain strategy. And then when I'm in the situation of live trading, I can rely on this.
Yeah.
It's for me. It's like if you, I also play tennis. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a tennis player, it's important that you exercise. Yeah. So it's not sufficient, that you read some books, how to strike a forehand and how to strike a backhand. Yeah. You need exercise, and you need to do this. Repetitively, over and over again, because when you are in the match, like we as traders in the live trading, when you are in the match, then the pulse goes up, the emotions come, and then this needs to be part of you, how to strike a forehand and how to strike a backhand, like when you trade, your strategy, the rules for it, you put up. Also, you have to have those in mind. There's no time that you start to read which rules do you need for your strategy.
I think it's such a good point that you make about, there is a relationship. Like when I coach on edge, process, mindset, I also talk about the relationship between the three, because there is a relationship. Like people think mindset is a little woo-woo, and it's not. I love what you talked about, where when you are properly doing backtesting, that can actually affect your mindset. It can affect your confidence levels, because you may not have confidence in yourself, right? You may not have confidence in yourself as a trader. You may not have confidence in your history, but you can do loads of backtesting and have confidence that you have a set of rules that work, right? So you can lean on backtesting as a bit of a, I hate to call it a crutch, because it's a legitimate way to build confidence in your trading, but you can lean on that until you have confidence in yourself and confidence in a belief that you can be consistent, you can follow your process, you can do all the things. It's a good initial step to kind of building trading confidence.
That's right.
So that's a really great point that you brought up. So you've done tons of backtesting, right? Like what's working for you, what doesn't? Tell us all. Give us and you guys can ask questions, jump in, ask Christian questions. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah. So how I do it is, first let's say I have my strategy. Yeah. So first I need a clear rule set, a clear process of the strategy, and then I'm using TradingView. So later we can have a look on it. Yeah. So TradingView for me is a great tool to do this. Yeah. So when I have my strategy, then I need to think about when do I like to trade. So is it the European session? Yeah. Is it the New York session, or is it the Asian session? Yeah. You need to think about when to trade, and you need to think about, of course, which instrument. Yeah. Is it ES? Is it oil? Whatever. Yeah, and then I go into TradingView, and then start. For example, you need to think about the time frame. I start beginning of this year, and then go week by week, and use TradingView, to document by backtesting. And of course, there are different ways, to do this. Yeah, you surely know this. Yeah, so one way is that you go candle by candle. So you go on a certain date, and then you start the day as you were trading. The other way is that you go back in time still, but you have already the day is already there, and you do your backtesting in such a way.
Yeah. We differentiate in the program between replay testing and chart reengineering. Right, as two different approaches to backtesting, where both are necessary. So replay is really great for practicing your trading, really not being able to see, practicing your ability to execute the set of rules that you have. And then chart reengineering is really good as you're just trying to validate that a set of rules is actually working. It's a quick way to validate. Well, it's relatively quick, because you still have to do data entry and all the other stuff, right? Which gets a little cumbersome for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I believe the re-engineering way of backtesting is good if you are at the beginning of a strategy.
Yeah.
I think then you can have a first look, get a more an overview about certain patterns in the charts. I think this is great. But then definitely you need to do this. I would say this playback. So candle by candle. To really that the process. It gets into you. And it's not. I would say it's not only the rules. Your trading platform needs to be set up. You need to make sure that when you start trading, that everything is set up. And you need to handle the different windows you have open. You need to handle when you pull the trigger, et cetera. And this you practice during the backtesting already.
Yeah.
And perhaps also one aspect. There's a certain risk when you do the chart re-engineering, and this is about honesty to yourself.
Mm-hmm. We love to curve fit.
Already all the candles, So when you place the stop loss, or the target, there's a certain risk that you cheat, especially if your strategy does not have those mechanical strict rules, but it's more discretionary. Then
I will go back after a chart re-engineering session and I'll take a look and I'll be like, I cheated on that one. Like when I'm trying to get through a session pretty quick, then I do know that I have to go back through and just double check my work, because for sure I'm prone to, I would put my stop loss here, when in reality, no. Like when you can't see the bars, I probably would have put it somewhere else. That may have been a stop loss instead of, an actual win. So the cheating part, I call it curve fitting. You're trying to fit the data to match your curve of expectations. And that's one of the challenges with chart re-engineering. So Jay's asking you a question. Do you use a certain speed on TradingView? My TradingView moves a bit clunky in replay.
Sometimes I have this problem. But I would say in most cases it was due to my local network here. So then your local network speed quite often is the case. Or sometimes what helps is if you restart TradingView. Or your whole laptop or PC. Perhaps this helps.
My perspective, Jay, I have a couple perspectives on it. I think replay works really nicely for certain systems that you're trading, especially the discretionary ones. So when we're talking about like what Revan, how Revan trades or how Patrick trades, and those of you who aren't in the market flow trader community, these are traders there that do live streaming. So if you're interested in that, come join the community. They're looking at bar development. And oftentimes they're maybe looking at multiple times, right? So they might be looking at a 3-minute chart and a 2-minute chart or a 1-minute chart. That's really hard to do in TradingView. In fact, you can't even do a split chart in TradingView with 2 different times and do replay. You can only do one time frame at a time. They don't keep things in sync. So I always recommend for replay either Sierra Chart. Sierra Chart is the gold standard for market replay work, or Ninja Trader. TradingView is really great for if you're okay doing bar by bar replay work, where you're really waiting for the close of a bar. You're waiting for a bar to develop before you would take an entry. That it's good for that. And usually I'm not putting it on a speed. I'm using 1 bar increment once I get to an area of interest. So I'm doing for me, I just do 1 bar increment, and then I'm looking to see whether I would take that trade or not, put my long short position, tool in play and off and running. So that's kind of how I do it. All right, Christian, you had some stuff you want to show? Is this the time to jump into that?
Yeah. So let's do this. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
So just a quick look into it. On TradingView. For those who are interested in using TradingView. So let me show one aspect of it. So here you can see the current chart of and Q, and you have here on the right side, you have the so here this probably with where you can select the instrument, and then you have.
Hey, do me a quick favor and press in your browser. Can you let's see? Are you on a Mac or Windows?
Mac.
Oh, let's see. I think it's Command and the plus sign, where you can increase the view size on your browser. Do you know how to do that?
Like this, or?
Yeah, but make it bigger instead of smaller. Yeah. Just because I know, like, I've done these enough where I know, like, these might be harder for people to see because of resolution. So
okay,
yeah,
sure. Is it better?
Yeah, it's bigger.
Okay, perfect. Okay,
it's bigger.
So then you have here on the right side in the menu, you have one icon, and there you have access on the so-called object tree. And when this was something Taylor showed me. I was not aware of this. And it's really this functionality of the object tree is really helpful to structure the documentation of your backtesting. So you have at the upper side, you have the different indicators. And then here at the bottom, you have the objects, which you can put here on the chart. So let's add something. For example, let's say I want to buy here, and put here my stuff here on the chart. Then you see here on the right side in the tree, the long position occurs. And then I say, okay, I buy, for example, here. For whatever reason,
I just want to say, sorry to interrupt again. Like, for everybody listening, this is not a trivial hack that Christian is showing. This is really, pay attention to this, because this is an approach. It's super simple, super easy. It's built into TradingView. Some of you already know it. This will help you speed up your backtesting considerably, like massively, doing this approach. So the way that you organize your charts and your chart objects can have a significant improvement in your speed of being able to backtest and backtest different scenarios. Yeah. So I just wanted to make that point, Christian, because I think what you're showing is incredibly valuable.
Yeah, definitely. This is really the heart or the core of what I'm doing. And I really did thousands, I can say, of those charts here. So you have those objects. You can add anything. You can. What I also quite often do is add a text, like entered due to EMA was crossed. So you can add some remarks, which help you later to when you go through it again, to know, okay, what happened there, why have you taken this trade, or what was special with it? So you can add any stuff. And also this object occurs then here in the data tree. In this case, it was a winner. So what I also document then here is like, okay, this was okay. 1 second. What is nice is with TradingView, you see here 2.53. This is the risk reward ratio. So in this case, it was a plus 2.5, and this I would also document here. 2.5. Or if it's a minus, of course, also then I would add here a -1. So that at one view I can already see, okay, was it a winner or a loser? Especially when you at another point of time you have a look again on it, to refine your strategy, for example, you can quickly see, okay, is let's say you want to increase the win you do, So then it's good to have a look on the winners. You want to increase the plus here, and then it's good to see at one view, okay, was it a winner or a loser? Okay, let's say this is completed, and then I can group those objects. So this is like you go here with the left mouse on the right side, and then press the shift button. And then you can select those 4 objects, and then the right mouse button, and then you get a context menu. And there you have one thing. This is called create a group of drawings. This I do now. And then you can rename this group with the right mouse button. And then you can, how I do it is, we have the 28th of November, 23, and it's the RDR the RDR session, so New York time. The R means for me, this is the New York session.
Yeah.
Direct. Yeah. This is also, when I'm doing this, it's when you do backtesting, it's important that you have a simple and quick process. Yeah. So like, those, you don't want to write here sentences, in the description, for example. Yeah. You want to be as precise as possible, but also as only the content you really need. Yeah. Here. Yeah, and then you like this. Yeah, you can document your trades. Yeah, so day by day, week by week, and then you can easier find them. So otherwise, you have chaos of different objects here in the tree. With that, you can structure them.
Yeah, and I think you can hide and lock them, which
exactly.
I use to hide a lot as well, just to kind of clear out my charts again. And then the other thing I've been using recently, so if you were to scroll down in your list and, open up, one of the lower ones, somewhere at the bottom or whatever. Yeah. And then on any one of those, if you right click, you can go to that object and the chart jumps you right over to there, which I find, I've been finding incredibly helpful for going back. And if I need to redocument something or check a day or whatever, I can easily jump back. Back and forth, which is great.
Yeah. So and imagine, you do this, for a certain strategy for different months, and now you come to the point you have a great idea how to further even improve your strategy, and you would like to test it, and then you have here already a basic set of objects in your tree. So there's no need that you start from scratch. Especially what I also document is like news days, like FOMC, NFP, etc. I will make a remark here on the screen, which tells me, okay, on this day I don't trade. So also when you refine a strategy, then you are quicker, because you can use what you already have and can skip unnecessary stuff.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Talk about how do you, there's a little trick. I know maybe some people know it, some people don't, but how you can get more data going back into TradingView.
Yeah, this is really a good one. So normally, actually you're limited normally, in TradingView with the contracts for futures, or for the objects which are displayed on TradingView. Depending on the contract or on the, how do you call this in English, abo, you normally have, But you can, with this trick, also Taylor showed me at that time, you can go back as much as you like, You just need to enter the contract like this, You go here and you set, let's see if this works, Normally, this you don't find it, no problem, you just press enter, and you are at that time, So NQZ 2010, and you have the data, and you can do your backtesting stuff. This is really huge, I would say,
When I discovered this, I was like, oh, thank goodness, because I was using Sierra Chart, and not all my stuff. I don't have 1-to-1. All my stuff doesn't fit in a Sierra Chart. All my different indicators I use and things like that. And so I was like, how am I going to go and backtest back to 2020 and 2019 or whatever. And I learned this trick, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is absolutely positively exactly what I need. Like I can get exactly the data, through time that we need to get to do the back testing. It's a little bit more work. It'd be super nice to just have, the continuous contract that goes back forever, but hey, sure. It's a workaround and it works great. So
that's really great.
Yeah. I love it. It's a good feature.
And what I then do, when you have a document, you need, of course, you need to have a kind of, you need an Excel sheet, Google sheet, whatever, where you collect the data then, and this you can then directly get out of this long position, out of TradingView. You have here the trading price, you have the targets and the stop level here, So in this you can manually move, in your sheet, to collect the data.
I love it.
Yeah.
Can I share?
And perhaps one thing, which is also during live trading, it's not related to backtesting, but what I really love, when you can do this, you can make it disappear. It's like, imagine you just had a loss, in live trading. It was a mess, You need to breathe, It's about mindset, and then you can just you document your trade, which also helps me, to calm down. You document it, you make your journaling, and then you press this button, and the chart is free again, free played, and you can go on.
Yeah, which is cool. Is this a good pausing point?
Sure. Yeah.
I want to show you what I'm working on, and I'm okay showing everybody else because I want everybody else to be jealous of what you're going to get.
I know your not comes. Yeah.
Sorry, people. This is for Christian. All right. So, this isn't structured in that nice standard that you just showed, which I think is. This was really what I tried to do is something a little bit different. But all right, hang on. So, I figured out through this other trade service I'm part of, there is a way. So like when I'm on this chart, okay, and if I were doing something like this, okay, that's going to put this long position object on my chart. And then if I hit Control C and I copy it, it'll copy it to my chart, which is awesome, right? But if I open up here, let me just go into here. If I open this up and I press Control V, it just posts this long position, right? So it got me kind of thinking, like what is the data that allows TradingView to copy this whole thing within the application, but I can't copy it outside of the application? And is there a way to kind of access that data? So this is what I'm working on. I'm working on this little tool that will allow me to copy these objects, these short and long objects, which are awesome because they have all your information about your entry, your price, even when you enter, all this kind of stuff. And then I have this, I know it's ugly, Christian, I'll work on it. I'll make it look pretty. But once I copy them, I just press this button and I get an error. Oh, I love it. Hang on. What did I do wrong? It was working before. All right, hang on. Let's try it again. There we go. Boom.
Good.
And it populates all of those objects that I had selected and puts them all in this table. And then all I have to do is download. And so like I did this earlier, like I downloaded the whole table and I kind of built some additional fields. So I added on, these additional fields. And then I have my, 30 some back tests done within just a few minutes. So it saves me all that time and effort of needing to manually put in the date, the direction, entry time, entry price, all that stuff, which I think is a huge time saver, right? Yep. So I was inspired to work on this partly for myself, but also for you, because I know you do so much power backtesting and you're so good at like sharing stuff with me. I'm like, I got to get this to Christian.
No, it's great stuff. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this helps a lot. Yeah, this is very cumbersome. Yeah. This part. Yeah, it's not value adding to do this. Yeah, I would still say the core of doing backtesting. Yeah, like thinking about, okay, is this now an entry point? Where to enter? What is my stop loss? What is the target? This is work, and you need to do this. Yeah, to exercise. Yeah. Of course, a robot or something could do this. Yeah, you could also create strategies, testing strategies in TradingView. Yeah, but this does not, from my perspective, this does not help. To further develop yourself as a trader. Mm-hmm. This does not increase the confidence. So much. Because you're not doing it on your own. It's not really an exercise, which would help you. When you're in a live situation. To be better there. Yeah. I think for me, of all the things that I think can help you become consistently successful, it's the backtesting work.
is just like, you have to do it. Like, I know it's a pain. I know it's cumbersome. I know that for a lot of people, they're not comfortable with data. They're not comfortable with spreadsheets, but that's the game. This is it. This is the game. Like, this is the hard work that goes into becoming consistently successful. So, and I love like your whole emphasis on, hey, this is what I need to do to create confidence for myself in my trading. I think that's spot on, 100%. Yeah.
And if I may share perhaps one last thing, it's a graphic, which also helps me a lot, in context of confidence.
Jay, yes. While Christian is getting his stuff ready, so yeah, I am teaching the setup. Actually, that was this test here that I just showed. This is part of it in December. It's part of a workshop. You have to be part of my Consistency Accelerator program. So would love to have you guys join. It's an awesome program. I help you get to consistency, and then we're going to learn a new setup and how to follow that setup. So yeah, that's gonna be coming up. So thanks for asking, Jay. All right, Christian, I think I see your stuff here now.
Yeah. So this is the result of probably 600 or 700 backtesting trades. What you can see here across the time frame was more or less 1 year. Instruments, ESCL, ODR, and RDR session. And this is an example for you. Perhaps also a kind of motivation. Because what tells me this? You have here the different days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. On the left side, you have ODR and RDR session, and then you have the instruments. And it's a kind of menu for me. So based on my backtesting results, I kind of optimized. When is it good, for example, to trade ES? When is it good to trade CL? Based on a combination of win rate and the risk reward I get out of a trade, based on backtesting data. And then in brackets, I have the win rate. Like on Monday for a certain strategy, ES is a win rate in my backtesting 47. And on this sheet, I have. When I started, I had first a look. Okay, what is today on the menu? What is up? And also, this figure here kind of helps me, to be confident when I go into a trade. Just an inspiration and idea, perhaps for you, to do something similar.
This is so good, and it's so good because this shows people you don't just have to stop with your overall win rate to optimize your system. You're like, hey, I'm going to optimize based on the day and the strategy that's working here, right? And I love that. I love that deeper analysis that you've gone through to say, look, I'm trying to optimize for the best outcomes that I can get, and the data is showing me what those are. And then reminding yourself and including that as part of your process. This is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. I just love it. This is fantastic. And I remember when you first shared this with me, and I'm like, oh, this is just so smart, because it just plays back to who you are, which is you're the type of person that you are just going to dig into this stuff, and you're going to get it as optimized as you possibly can. So I just love it. This is fantastic. Are there other ways that you've also found, like did you have to go through, okay, look, I can optimize by day. Oh,
no, it's okay. I stopped sharing. Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. So did you ever find like, okay, I can optimize by day, but were there other things that you're like, oh, maybe I can optimize in this other way, but it just didn't work out well? Were there other like variables, let's call them variables, in your overall system that you're trying to optimize for that you just found, well, that didn't really quite work out, but the days did?
Another option which did not work out for me is, for example, the time to trade. And this, within a session. So like, okay, it's good to enter the first half an hour of a session. Might be a possibility. If you have a look on your backtesting data, you can select those data, can have a look. Okay, there might be a possibility when you enter. Also, like the size of the stop loss. You can use your data. You can kind of simulate. Okay, what happens if I make sure that my stop loss is always like, I don't know, 4 ticks for ES. Yeah. So time, stop loss, also the target, of course, could be a possibility to tweak your strategy. And then the process is, you kind of try it out with the data you have, come up with a hypothesis saying, okay, it looks like, that it is a benefit to enter a trade only in the first half an hour of the RDR session. Now let's validate it. So then the work starts again. You need to go through the backtesting data. But what I showed you, how to, when you document it in a good way, like in TradingView, and of course, perhaps for sure there are also other possibilities, other software available. Then this helps you, to go through this exercise again.
Yeah, you and I've had a lot of discussions about the aspect of optimization, and this is this is probably not something for us to dig into, but it is something for everyone to be aware of. Is that when you're trying to optimize a system, there's always a trade-off, because you might find filters that do maybe increase your win rate. Or in our case, I think what we found a lot of times was we would find tweaks that would increase the R value of a system, right? The overall net gain of the system was higher, but we sacrificed win rate as an example. And so I think there were some tests like that we came back with, or that you came back with, right, that were really high R, and then they were like 15 or 20% win rate. And it's like, like this is a profitable system. However, can you mentally survive, 8 out of 10 trades being a loss, right? Can you do that as a trader? Can you mentally survive that? Is there like, do you really need something like a 40% win rate where, you can handle the mindset of the frequent losses? Because that's part of the challenge of these systems. And when you're trying to do system optimization, you can certainly find filters to eliminate the bad trades, but you're also eliminating good trades along with that. And if the net gain and net positive gain isn't there for you, then that could be a problem. Or maybe the net gain is there for you, but the tradability of the system becomes much more difficult, right? And I think we struggled with that a bit too, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So also the other challenge might be that you find an optimization for, let's say, 3 months. Yeah. So for kind of a local optimization, but for the whole year, it's worse.
Yeah. Or going back to 2021. When yes.
But definitely I believe in this. Yeah. It's really, for my perspective, the necessary homework, a core of the business of a trader, to do the backtesting. It's for many reasons. And one thing also, this I learned a few months back, is about, okay, you do your backtesting. Let's say you do your backtesting, you validated it. Yeah, you have an edge, the process is there, mindset as well. And now you realize that there's a gap, unfortunately, between live trading and your backtesting results. And I was in this situation, and then I was disappointed. I also talked to you, Taylor. Okay, what now? Why is that? I did everything right. And one thing what I haven't done at that time is to compare my live trading with backtesting results. Like, for example, at the weekend, I do backtesting of the former week. So like, I have Saturday, and then I go do my backtesting from Monday till Friday of this week. And then I compare this backtesting with my live trading. And then when there are gaps, then I think about, okay, what was the reason? And was didn't I follow my rules? Or was I not focused? So what was the reason? Why there was a gap between the backtesting thing and the live trading? And this, I think that there's a huge. I started with that like 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I think there's a huge potential to improve your trading, and here also I think your mindset. For example, then you can start to think about, does it make sense to do meditation? Because it's important that when you there's a difference when you do back testing. You can have something to drink, you can eat. Is a relaxing situation. There's no stress. When you do live trading, it's different. Because
different.
Very different. So perhaps it's to fill this gap. It's perhaps helpful that you do meditation, because then it helps your brain and your to be focused on your trading itself. Just as an example.
Yeah. There's a lot of times. I've been doing that for years, the weekly review, because there's a lot of times that I will finish a week and be like, that was a crappy week or a day. And I'm like, that was the worst day ever. Like, it was horrible. And then I'd go back and look and I'd be like, well, actually, I actually didn't trade that badly. It was just a really crappy market, or vice versa. Like, I feel like I have a really great day and I'm like, oh man, I bombed out on so many process trades. So it really is good to kind of have that objective point of view and looking back and be able to kind of evaluate yourself, because we can evaluate ourselves in the moment, but it's often colored by the emotions that we're feeling in the moment. Whereas at the end of the week, we can objectively go through, do that comparison and be like, okay, look, I need to make these process improvements, or this worked and I didn't think it did, or, it's a really good evaluation for where we're at. So that's a good point. I love it. Awesome. Any questions from YouTubers? What you guys got? Anything for Christian? What are your plans for Christmas? You going anywhere?
No, so we will stay here at home and spend the time with the family. I guess my parents will come on the first and second day of Christmas. We will stay here probably.
How do you juggle just last question for me, and if someone else puts a question in, then we'll keep going. But how do you juggle your life? Because I know there's a lot of people probably watching this that they're working, they have careers, they have families, they have other responsibilities. You're in that boat, like where you're trying to juggle raising a young family, providing for them. You've got other work that you have to do, other responsibilities, and then you're doing all of this work. What are you finding is working for you in terms of being able to kind of get it all done?
Yeah, that's why I actually have a full-time job, and doing this in addition. First, what helps me is I have the commitment from my family, so they are supporting me with that. They see and know that I'm passionate in this, and they support me with that. I think this is number one, because otherwise I wouldn't have the time and calmness to do this, and then I think when you think about the strategies you build up, it's I think important that you have this in mind. So I have not only one strategy but different ones, and depending on my time I can trade, also time-wise ODR session or RDR session, in the evening, there are possibilities. I think this might help, to make this in parallel. Like now, for example, my family is sleeping now. It's now in Germany. It's 11 p.m. It's a good time for me to have this great conversation here, but also then to do back testing or to watch some videos around trading. And then of course, I don't watch TV then. There's a price for it. But I love it and I enjoyed like this session here. To be together with you all and happy to help. Also, beyond the session here, if you have any questions, is it concerning backtesting or other trading related stuff, feel free.
Yeah, Shar wants to know: Are you live trading now, consistent, and what are your current big challenges?
Yeah, so currently, to be honest, I'm a little bit struggling with my current strategy. Having a look back, the last 2 or 3 months, I need to rethink and refine my strategy. So this is my biggest challenge at the moment. There are certain reasons there for it. Why this happened. And this means in the end lots of work also in the context of backtesting. Yeah, but I'm confident that I will improve here again. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the things, just as an observation as a coach about Christian and his trading, is one of the things that Christian's really good at is he's good at following his process. So like the struggles, that he's talking about are more related to market behavior relative to the system rules versus I didn't follow my process. I broke this rule, right? It's more along those lines. And so, I think that's a testament to you and the progress that you've made as a trader, right? Like you are still very consistent and a consistently successful trader because you're following your process. Your strategy just happens to be in a drawdown mode right now, right?
Yeah. Right.
Our strategy, because I run the same strategy. I trade a little bit differently. I trade it very differently, I think, from you. I think we have some of the core stuff, right? And so it has been a much tougher market from that perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I really strict, let's say 95% I follow the rules. Yeah. And it hurts. Yeah. But you have to, yeah.
Yeah. Jay, you want to know the difference between replay and chart reengineering? Ooh, I have a whole lesson for that, man. So there's a whole lesson in the accelerator for that. There's a lot to go into. Yeah. Christian, what's your perspective on the difference between those two?
So very short is, replay is like you go candle by candle. You go back to January 2023 and you go candle by candle. Yeah, this is replay. It's similar as if you were live trading. Yeah, and the chart re-engineering is, you see already the whole day of 10th of January. Yeah, so you see the whole chart already, and then you look. Okay, is there a certain pattern? Well, what if I now apply my rules, my process? What is the outcome out of it?
Yeah, and we use them for different reasons. So we'll use chart reengineering for strategy creation and optimization. We use replay for practice and process execution. So there's some differences in how we use each one as well. So ping me on in Market Flow Trader, Jay. I can kind of point you to those lessons there in the Edge section. Things got moved around because they're going to make some changes to the program. So I think some things have kind of shifted in some different places. So they might be a little bit hard to find right now. So awesome. Christian, you're incredible. I love it. And I love talking to you every time. And I get so inspired. I'm like, talk to Christian today. I need to go back test.
It was a pleasure.
So thank you so much. Thanks for being here. And thanks for, spending time with us late at night and taking away from your family time and your backtesting time and your downtime and your video watching time and everything else. So this was very helpful for a lot of people.
Very good. Thank you for being here.
Awesome. All right, guys. Till next time. Happy trading. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Check out my YouTube channel at The Profit Factor on YouTube. But if you really want to amp up your trading game, take a look at my Consistency Accelerator program. This is a program that was designed to systematically help you become consistently profitable. It includes coaching and course material around edge, process, and even mindset. Check it out at www.gettheprofitfactor.com.